We're facing an impending mortgage cliff. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian here, and welcome to another episode of Heiser Says. Grab your stein of coffee because I want to look at this article which is warning us about this mortgage cliff that's just around the corner. I don't know about you, but I didn't trust the media when they were reporting that the Reserve Bank won't increase the cash rate target until 2024. So, being the distrustful person I am, I locked my mortgage in at a crazy low rate. My neighbor did better than me. I only got 1.99, and I'm sure many of you viewers did much better than me too. But come on, we all know it's bullshit. It's not real. It's artificially low. You know, it's the good times. I hope you're not adjusting your life for this low rate because it's a joke. We all know that. But some people didn't. Some people don't know it's a joke. Some people think it's real. Some people trusted the Reserve Bank when they said interest rates won't go up until 2024. And now the fear is that you'll have a whole bunch of us who locked in at 1.99 and will hit a higher variable very soon, or even a much higher fixed rate very soon when we get off our mortgage. Now we're looking at 30 to 40 to even 50% increases in your mortgage repayments. In this example, with the average Australian mortgage with 30 years, you probably wouldn't have 30 years, it'd be less than that, but just for this example, you're going from a $2,000 monthly repayment to a $2,700 monthly repayment, an $8,000 difference in repayments over the year. So, you know, and it gets better, or the percentages stay the same, the amount changes depending on where you live. I mean, if you've got the average mortgage in Sydney, another $12,000 a year. But we really shouldn't need to worry about these people. Okay, these aren't the ones that we're going to worry about too much. It's going to be the ones that jumped in right at the last few years, who FOMO'd in and have pushed themselves too far. They're the ones that may be in trouble. But also, you've got to remember, this has all happened before in a way. This is an old article from 2018 from Macro Business discussing the interest-only mortgage cliff, you know, as big as the US subprime. Remember that when everyone was talking about that a few years ago? What happened to that? Did anything happen at all? I don't recall. Prices weren't that much cheaper in 2019. We were bitching about housing getting more and more expensive. People were hoping it would lead to a correction. I think there's a lot of tall poppy syndrome, should we say, jealousy, where people will hope that others will get their comeuppance. And sure, I mean, some of the property bros, they're as annoying as the crypto bros, you know, because it's all just property. So I can understand that when people get a bit annoyed. But is this another case of the media pumping up a big fear about nothing? Is that what it is? Because I don't know about you, but honestly, most of you who watch the channel know this is coming. We've gone every time one of the banks does an interest rate increase, we look at the implications of it. We've got a few of them here that we're tracking. So everyone who's a regular should be aware that your interest rates are going to go up and should have scenarioed or at least thought about how life will change if rates go up or if and when they do. Hopefully you're just stacking fat sacks of cash with those cheaper mortgage repayments. So let's have a look at this article. The RBA is tipped to confirm the 7th consecutive rate rise as mortgage cliffs loom. And I'm recording this earlier today, and it hasn't happened yet. Let me know in the comments if it does. I'll probably do an update video for tonight, but I don't think anyone will be shocked if the rates go up. About $29.8 billion worth of fixed-rate mortgages will expire by the end of the year. It comes as the RBA looks set to deliver more bad news. So, in an extra $641 in monthly repayments for homeowners by Christmas, as the Reserve Bank of Australia looks set to deliver even more bad news. I mean, we don't need to. We've got 4 years, so 2024. That's when hopefully most of my renovation work will be done, so I won't need to worry about that. The RBA, because that's where all my money's going. It's going in steel and concrete. I'm literally burying my money under the ground as concrete and putting it up as steel. They've finally welded all the steel to the house. Now the house removers just need to get rid of their Jenga blocks. The RBA is tipped to confirm its 7th consecutive rate rise on Tuesday. But Finder's consumer sentiment tracker in October showed 30% of homeowners were already struggling to pay their home loan each month. Now, honestly, I think that's a bit overblown. I think 30% of homeowners have never had to budget in their lives. What do you think's more likely? A bunch of Australians are struggling to pay their mortgage because it's gone up, or a bunch of them have had it so good for the last 30 bloody years that for the first time ever, they're going to have to tighten their belt. What do you think? What do you think's more likely? What would you bet on? Because it's the races day to day. What would you bet on? The comparison website has analysed data from the Australian Bureau of Statistics and said many low fixed rates will expire into variable rates of more than 5% within the next 12 months. On the average loan size of $509,000, that means a $906 increase in monthly repayments by the end of next year. So we'll see that'll manifest in discretionary spending. If you've got to come up with another $900 a month and your income hasn't improved, you're going to cut all the crap out of your life, all the little luxuries that you buy. That subscription you have to Disney Plus, or the kids' swimming lessons, you only cut down to one lesson a month. Or you'll find ways to save money, or you should, or you work a bit extra. You got to earn another $250 a week to do the mortgage. Well, while you still can, jump in the Uber, drive a few nights, get some cash flow until something else happens. Do a Dave Ramsey, deliver pizzas. Finder's latest RBA cash rate survey has also revealed 38 out of 39 experts and economists believe the rate will change on Tuesday, with 35 of them forecasting another increase of 25 basis points. I don't think anyone would be surprised. I would be shocked if they maintain a wait and see. Maybe they should just wait and see over the Christmas period. That would bring the cash rate to 2.85 in November. Almost half of the experts agree with the move, but 1 in 5 disagree with any increase and say the RBA should hold the cash rate. The forecasts from the bond yield curve models I estimated consistently indicate an increase in the value of the cash rate up until mid-23, from which levelling off should follow. Tomaski Wazinska from the University of Melbourne said, by that time the cash rate will nearly surely be higher than 3.6% and most likely reach 4%, and it's unlikely to exceed 4.4%. This would mean interest rates might get to the levels from early 2012. Let's bring up the cash rate chart here, and you can see it's just been going down. Since 2008, it jumped up, and then it's just been a path down, down, down. Finder head of consumer research, Graham Cook, said a 7th consecutive rate hike will be a tough burden for many households. The current series of rate hikes have added more than $9,000 to the annual cost of a $500,000 mortgage, he said. Another 25 basis point hike will push the cost up to nearly $10,000. The RBA has been crystal clear that its top priority is to tamp down inflation. With 6 hikes, inflation is at a 30-year high. More rate rises are likely on the way. How effective is this going to be in actually impacting inflation? It's going to impact the exchange rate for the dollar, and it's going to impact discretionary spending for people. How much is beyond control of the RBA's influence? At least shipping costs are going down. You know what's going to happen? Inflation is going to trickle down just because the world is returning to normal. And these geniuses will think they did it. This is a problem because this is all interventionist. Maybe we need to look at some new schools or some older schools for economic theory. Just saying. Finder research further revealed 70% of homeowners, or 4.1 million households, would not be able to afford their mortgage repayments if there was another rate hike before Christmas. 70%? Come on. I call bullshit on that, to be honest. That really feels like bullshit. Is that 70% will be under, defined as in mortgage stress or housing stress? Let's bring up that definition here, everyone. Nope, I've got La Nina. We were looking at, hang on. We'll bring up the definition for housing stress here, guys, because this is something that we need to consider. So it's typically described as lower income households that spend more than 30% of their gross income on housing costs. So just the lower income, not everyone. So come on. Maybe 70% of household homeowners have to finally pull their finger out and look at a budget. 9% said that they would have to sell their property, while 3% said they would default on their mortgages. The prospect of one more interest rate spike is just too much to manage for millions of households, causing many to go to extreme lengths, Mr. Cook said. Remember, it's not too late to find a better home loan deal. Refinancing can dramatically lower your costs. Mortgage holders can save thousands of dollars a year. Yeah, I mean, you need to shop around. But the problem is, you may not be able to. And let's have a talk about that. If your LVR, your loan to value ratio, is so terrible because the property's falling down, you may be stuck with your bank. And I mean, what can you do? Maybe you need to rent out your house, move in somewhere else, move in with family. Maybe worst case, you have to sell. But I can't see anyone doing that just flippantly because the cost of doing that is very high and it's very disruptive. So what do you think, guys? Do you think we're having an impending cliff? Are people just going to struggle and really do it tough? Or is this a reality check where Australia kind of grows up and a whole bunch of people need to learn how to budget for once? What do you reckon? Let me know your thoughts and opinions on this one. I think it's going to, well, I suspect it may be like the interest-only cliff, guys. As always, thanks for watching. Check out my other channels, Heiser Bim and Heiser Says International, for other content I create. And if you're a fan and want to support the content that I've discussed here, there are a few ways you can. On YouTube or on Patreon, using our referral links, buying our pocket squares, or calling us if you need an architect. Take care, guys. Have a great day. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.